Yo, what's up? Today I want to be talking about some more personal things, but I really want to capture the current emotions that I have right now and explain what happened. And it might be just more of a selfish personal video, but I think I want to look at this video again in the future, maybe. So there's been a couple things that have been going on in my life. I think I've said in the first video that I work as a cashier and I'm going to like the fourth year of my college, and I only have like 1 year. So I'm trying to look into jobs that are more in my area, more bigger jobs in general. And I managed to, I found this place that was that had like internships and opportunities for younger people and people who want to try new things and stuff. And it's a big company. It's like a huge worldwide company, I would say. And it really intrigued me because I knew this company because of how it has a lot of ideals from the place that I've visited, another country, not the same country that I live in. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to see if I can get in this company. So I did the first part of the test to try to get in, and this has been a couple weeks back at this point. I just, I just did it, and I didn't think much of it, and I've just been looking at a lot of jobs, a new job, so I didn't think much of it, like I said, and just went on my day. So, like a week or two later, I found out that I actually got selected to go to the second part of this job, which was to make a video talking about why they should pick you and stuff, and what would you try to learn. And I said, okay, that's awesome. I managed to get their attention, I guess. The first test, one of the things they ask in the first test is an English test, and I guess English is something that I don't have much. I don't struggle with too much, so maybe that helped a lot. Regardless, I made the video, so I thought, okay, I'll see what happens. And I waited a couple more weeks, and turns out I got asked to go to this third part to get in the job, which is a group dynamic. And I thought, damn, okay, that's awesome. I am actually making progress. The issue was that they schedule this so they like schedule the day that you're gonna do the group dynamic for the job, and they're just like, yeah, if you don't appear, then we're basically guessing that you just are not actually interested, and you just don't have an option to try another day and stuff. So I was like, damn, okay, I guess it's a day that I work. So I said I had to talk to my boss that my mom had something to do and I had to go help her, and she was like, okay, you can come in the evening, I guess. And I was like, all right, fine. So I managed to actually will work in the evening instead of the morning. And she was really annoyed because she really wants you to help a lot in these days, because it's a time of the year that has a lot of clients, basically. So I managed to set up everything for the group dynamic, and this was this Tuesday actually. So I prepare for it and stuff, obviously, and so group dynamics started and stuff, and I remember like right before, there were two things that were in my head, because I recently watched the Raging Bull, which is a great movie. And also, I started looking into the Rocky quote for these, because this is actually like the first time I actually got an opportunity at a really big company. So for the group dynamic, I was actually pretty nervous because it was like, damn, I don't know how many things you still need to do to get the job, but I started thinking, damn, I gotta actually try. And I studied a lot about the company, and right before the group dynamic, I watched the Rocky video, and he's like, it's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And I got that stuck in my mind. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I was like, I'm the boss, like the dude in the Raging Bull movie as well, and it was pretty hype. So the group dynamic starts, and then I found out it's like actually like 40 people. I thought it would be like 5. I don't know why. And they start talking about how the company works, and then they ask everybody to say their name and where they're from, and their favorite things. And well, actually no, they just ask you where you're from and your name, and they talk about, they basically pick one thing you have to say, and you don't have really much opportunity to talk about anything else. So it gets to my turn, and they ask me for my favorite book, and I just say the book that I'm reading right now, which is Crime and Punishment. So I just like say my name, and then I say where I'm from, and say I'm reading Crime and Punishment, and I really like how the protagonist talks about things and how things develop in general. And I'm starting to think like, damn, is that all that's gonna be? Because I studied for like a week for this interview. But we wait and we see what happens, and like a few hours later, they get you the actual group dynamic, like an hour later, and you basically get into a group, and you have to prepare for this presentation. And so my group gets in the presentation, and we prepare like how everybody's gonna talk. Everybody gets like a little bit to talk, and like I like right out, I just say, okay, I'm gonna do this because I thought, okay, I have to I want to put my part apart so that I can study this until it's time for me to do my part of the interview. So I told them like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and they're like, okay, and then I'm like, great, and they left me alone with this subject. I'm gonna talk about the subject. I'm gonna search about the subject while I still have time, and so they keep talking, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna let them go and do my part. I also help prepare for the presentation as well, but yeah. So as they talk, they started to say like, oh, but this part should be the last one because of how things look and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll leave my part for the last. And I had a bad feeling about this, but I just said whatever, it's fine. I don't want to cause any chaos because of this. So I ended up having the last part of the presentation for this group dynamic, and then everything starts, and they say that like you have 5 minutes to talk each. Now the problem is that my group had 6 people, so I already knew right off the bat that the people didn't have like 1 minute to talk. So I was like, shit, I don't have much time. I'm not gonna have time to talk myself. So I get worried about that. So right when it's our part to do our presentation, I set up a timer to make sure that I have time to talk myself. And then our presentation starts, and then the second guy takes like 2 minutes and a half to talk. So the third person comes in to talk, and I'm like, yo, so we have like a minute. We have like a minute left. And then she's like, okay, it's fine. I'll just talk fast. And then she she doesn't, obviously. And then everybody gets to talk but me. So the organizer basically says, yeah, so let's move on to the next group. And now I stop her, and I'm like, yo, can I just say my part? It's like 10 seconds. I'll do it fast. And she's like, no, no, you can't. So at this point, I'm in like a big ass depression. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even get to talk. I studied all this time for this thing, and I did nothing in reality. I I didn't get to talk. I didn't get to do shit. I didn't even get to say anything. I didn't even get to say that I visited the place where this company was created, and I'm just like fucking hell. I'm so annoyed at this point. I'm like, why do companies even do this? Like, you get no chance. And so everything ends, and then I get right at the end. They're like, yeah, so be on the watch out for your emails, because if you get past this part, the group dynamic, then you might have to do another interview today. And then I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? They literally didn't even say anything about there being a second part of interviews after already scheduling a time that no one asked if you can make this time either. So I'm like sitting there, I'm like, geez, what the fuck did I do? Because if I get past this part, I can't do the other interview, because I already have to work the entire evening, because I already scheduled my day to work to do this interview tomorrow during the day, and then work in the evening. So I'm talking to my mom, and I'm like, yo, I had to actually let you look at my email, because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything, and if you do see something, you have to contact me. So we leave it at that, and then I go to work, and then turns out that they do actually talk to you, and then I'm like, yo, I can't actually do the interview today, I have to do it tomorrow. And then they're like, fine. But it's really annoying, and it's something that I noticed, that it's like, dude, the companies don't give a fuck. They're like, yeah, if you have something to do, well, too bad. It's like, I understand that companies really want you to give your full attention to them firsthand, and I do want to give that, but just like, give me some time to prepare myself. I don't know, it's stupid. It's stupid, because I noticed this at my job, I noticed this at the company, I noticed this at another job that I might start working in as well. All these companies are just like, no, yeah, you have to do this, and if you don't want to do it, then, well, fuck you. We have 10 other people that can do the job too. It's like so competitive, and it's so dry. It's so sad. It's like you're a robot. It's like, yeah, if you have something scheduled for this, too bad. It's like, why can't we just say anything at least? Just tell me beforehand that things work this way. But anyway, so I get the interview for the day after, and I'm happy about that, because I'm like, damn, at least, well, if I don't get past this part, at least I studied for the company for like a week, so I really want to talk about what I learned. I want to talk about the place that I visited as well. I want to talk about everything that's in my head about the job and stuff. And I'm like super nervous, but I'm like actually happy, because I'm like, yeah, if I don't pass, then at least I talked about everything that I wanted. So the day goes by, and then the next day starts, and I go to the interview, and I talk about everything. It was actually awesome. Like, I'm pretty happy with how I did. There were subjects that I think I did definitely like a little bit of knowledge on, and I have regrets, but like for the most part, I think I did a pretty good job. And again, I talked about everything that I wanted, so I was pretty happy, because I was just like, yeah, whatever. At least if I don't enter, and at least I spoke my mind. So that's how that goes. And then today, I'm waiting to find out if I do enter the job or not, if I get the job or not. And so today I went to watch the new Spider-Man movie, and like right as the movie's ending, I look at my phone, and I find out that I didn't actually pass. And it was actually the last part to enter. It was the personal interview with 3 people, and the first thing that actually came into my head, which is kind of funny, and this is something I did for the last interview as well. It's the Rocky thing. It's like, I put that in my head for the group dynamic and also for the last personal interview a lot. And I kept thinking the what Rocky says about it's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, you know. And it's funny because it's like it kept inspiring me, but the quote actually turned out true. I kind of just got hit hard, and now I have to keep moving forward. And it's interesting. It's interesting how this quote stayed in my head for all the time during this process for the interview, and it stayed true. It's about how hard I can get hit and keep moving forward. I have to try new companies, but it's weird. It's weird because at the same time, like the days that I was waiting to see if I entered the job or not, I was also thinking like, damn, do I even actually want to work in this place? Because I really don't know if I do. I don't know. It's so dumb. It's like I don't actually even want to work at the things that I learned in my college. But at the same time, I really want like things like complete social independence from my parents and my own life, my own place. And it's like I want to sacrifice a job that I don't care about to get these things. That's what I think is like I want to stabilize myself. I want to get whatever job I can get that pays me actual money, and then after that I'll think about maybe getting the real job that I actually care about and making actual money or living the life of my dreams and getting a really big relationship and stuff. And I don't know, it's at the same time, it's like maybe the real issue is that I actually don't want these things deep inside. It's kind of tough. And it's really fucked up because it's like it makes me really, I think deep inside it moves me in like a depression way. It's like, does that really exist? Am I even gonna get the job that is actually enjoyable, that I really like, the company that I really like? Or I don't know, it's like after I get it, and I don't know, so many doubts. I think that's the main thing. But regardless, like I learned a lot through these events, through the interviews, and I learned that I have potential over everything. I learned that I think if I said a couple of things better in the personal interview, I think I could have been working in a pretty damn big company, and I got really close. Could have been a big step for my life, but again, it's interesting because it's also like maybe that was actually not what was correct for me. I want to talk about this more in a different video, I think, but I kind of believe in fate, and I think that might sound stupid for a lot of people, but at the same time, it's like maybe I didn't enter because it's the right thing to happen. We'll see. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this because, yeah, I literally just came out of the movie theater and found out about this, and I just wanted to talk about everything that's in my head. On my head, right? I think it's on my head, and yeah, we'll see what happens in the future. And yeah, I don't know. I really don't. The future is mysterious. I wonder what's gonna happen. But regardless, it was a very interesting last couple of days for sure. And that's about it for this video. See you. Thank you for watching so much.